we're here today to drill a hole in a van for a little bath area, and I think you're really gonna like this bath area. I'm here with Cami, and she was telling me that her father fabricated this bath space. Do you want to talk a little bit about that?
Yeah, sure. My dad works with metal, and so he made this for me. You can't see it all there, but there's kind of a step inside, and it's just welded together, and it's stainless steel. And so what I want to do is make an attachment that makes this come about 1 foot up and use that as a sink area. And down here I'm going to make a drop down shelf where I'll cook that will have a fan like exhaust going straight up there. And yeah, I can hang my wetsuit there, do my laundry in there, and eventually I want to make it into like a steam sauna situation.
So the first step to the next step is to be able to drain. So that's what we're gonna do now, and the way that we figure out how to drill a hole in the floor of a van is to measure. There's the potential that there could be an energy line right underneath. It could be a brake line, it could be a trunk line to power to the tail lights, it could be a emergency cable for the emergency brake, and most importantly, it could be the gas tank that runs the whole length of the vehicle in some cases, and we don't want to penetrate any of those energy lines, and especially the gas tank. And then we're going to use a little small pilot bit that we're just going to start. Pilot bit just means a exploratory hole to make sure we're in the right place, and once we've verified that, then we'll go ahead and ream it out to the right size. So let's go ahead and start with taking out the tank.
Oh, it's kind of wedged, huh? It's not stuck in any way or drilled in or anything.
Okay.
So,
the first thing we do is mark the spot so we know where we're drilling. Let's see, if I go out to the wall from metal, I'm about 7 inches. Let's see. So let's find out where we are with respect to the outside of the vehicle. So 1.5 inches behind this and 7 inches in. Let's see what that gives us outside.
the outside
1.5 inches, so I'm gonna say this is our marker right here. That's a dry erase. So what's that? Does that look straight?
Does it look good?
Move back towards me a little bit. Come back towards me a little bit more. The tank is actually from the edge 16. So we're a really good ways away from the tank. So the next step is that we take a little drill bit and we pop it into the center, and that'll show us where we're going to be coming out. So I'm going to drill a little bit through, and then I'm going to come under here and look for that little bit before we're all in with the big one. So we're going to use this little bit as our pilot bit. All right. So can you see that red dot? Here, I'll show you with the flashlight. See the red dot right there?
Yes.
That's what we're going for.
Is that enough?
It's, baby, it's coming.
Yeah. Awesome. Oh, sorry, Lord.
There we go.
That's big.
It's nice though.
Yeah, it's nice.
This is like so customized. All right, now we're really good. Okay, so here we are. We're gonna find the center mark. So we're through. Now let's go find the bit on the underneath side and make sure we like where the hole is.
Do you see it?
Yeah, here it is. Let me see the camera.
Is it a good spot?
Oh, it's in a great spot.
Yeah.
We couldn't have got more lucky. If you see, there is our bit. So we know now, and right here, this looks like a power cable. So that's the kind of thing we're looking out for and trying not to hit. So I really like my spot. So I'm gonna go ahead and ream that out with a bigger bit and just make sure that the hole's big enough that we can fit our 6-inch nipple through it, and we should be good to go. Okay, so yeah, we're through. All right, so here's the nipple. This is I can tell you just by looking at it, that's a 1/2-inch nipple. And so we've got our 1/2-inch step-up bit. So if we go all the way to the last setting on that, we should be good to go. If you're ever putting a nipple into a plumbing fixture, you want to use Teflon tape. And if you have dope, dope is good. Another word for dope is threading compound, and Rector Seal number 9 is a really good one. Well, we're not all the way through.
Oh, I see how you're threading it there.
So we're just using this step-up bit to ream it, basically. Ouch, it's really hot. I'm trying to hold it right out at the end without making it wobbly. All right, let's try it. We're getting it all the way except for the bottom. Now I could go to the underneath side and ream it. We have this bushing here, and we need to make that our holes. That way it can sit down flush with the bottom of the tank on the floor. Otherwise the water's not gonna run down there. So that's our hole. If we don't drill the hole big enough to fit that bushing down inside there, then the shower pan's not gonna sit flat. And if it doesn't sit flat, the water's not gonna go to that end. It's gonna go away from that end, and you're always gonna be taking your hands and your feet and pushing the water over to it. The outer diameter of this is 1 inch, dead center 1 inch. So if this is a 1-inch bit, we're good. So what we'll probably have to do is go in from the bottom. Since this shaft right here isn't very long, we'll have to go in from the top and then come back from the bottom so we get it from both sides. Went all the way through. I'll be damned.
Also, I want to get that covered face out of there before.
I'm getting nowhere with that. Let's see what we get when we put the tank in, and we'll just put the nipple in from underneath. Okay, here we go. We're gonna put this in. I'm gonna lift it up, see if you can put it in kind of at an angle, and then we can straighten it. Well, we need to put some Tef tape on it, don't we? Let's tape it.
Can you just slide it back towards the back of the van a little bit? Because that's all it's gonna take.
This is gonna make all the difference in my van dwelling life. Oh gosh, that close up. But yeah, I'm really, really excited because the whole purpose of this for me is that I can surf whenever I want. And when I was surfing and I didn't have any place to bathe inside the van, I would be out in the cold, you know, stripping off my wetsuit, dying, cold water, and then I'd shiver for like an hour, and my heater wasn't working at that time. So this is gonna be great. I'll hang up my wetsuit right there. It can drip into the tub. I can do dishes in there, laundry in there, bathe myself in there. It's gonna be awesome.
So this is some Teflon tape, but we're just gonna go around the threads about 3 or 4 times with some Teflon tape, just so we don't invite any moisture inside in between the tub and the floor. It's not super critical. You would maybe dope this with the Rector Seal, but it's not super critical because this line isn't gonna be under pressure. It's just a drain line, but we're still gonna put some Tef tape on it anyway.
Okay, stop right there. Let me screw this in.
Okay.
I think I can get in right where it's at. Jamie went to get something to tighten it up with. I got it in there a long ways.
All right, you ready?
I'm ready. It's in.
So now with our hole drilled, big enough that the bushing can sit flat and flush on the floor, with the help of everyone here, Eddie and Tisha and Cami, we got the nipple in. We've got a couple of rounds of Tef tape on it, so we know we're not gonna have any problems with leakage. So the only last thing we wanna do for this tub is we wanna put a little bit of a grade on it so the water will wanna go towards the drain. And in order to put a little grade on it, we're gonna use some wood shims. So let's go find some wood that we can cut into shims. An old piece of scrap plywood from a job that's already done. We're gonna take some measurements. This is all we need just to be able to put a little bit of a grade on this at the bottom so the water goes towards the drain. It's 21 inches, so 21 inches. Something like, and then that's gonna be 5 inches, or to get me right there, which is right there. Just gonna be a little short. Something like, yeah, something like that. This doesn't have to be very exact. I just want it neater than what it is.
Saw over here.
Yep. This is a circular saw. This is called a circular saw. Sometimes you'll hear it called a skill saw because the skill saw brand has been around for so long. And you can buy this at Home Depot. It's cordless and it's really handy, especially for plywood and 2x4s. So I'm just gonna clean this piece up a little bit. If I cared about this being accurate, I'd wanna leave the line. Do you cut the line or do you leave it? You leave it or you split it. So in this case, it doesn't matter, but I'm gonna line it up. So I'm leaving my line. You probably shouldn't hold stuff and cut it. This might be too wide. Let's find out. Just gonna take these off. Like that. Now get in that and see what you got.
All right, looks good.
Does it feel like it's graded?
I think so. Yeah.
It should be. I mean, it's got to be graded on this side.
Yeah, it even looks like it comes down this way too. It's perfect.
If you're drilling a hole to make any kind of a drain out of your van, just to recap, the number one thing that you want to do is measure to make sure that where you're going to be putting that hole doesn't hit anything important underneath, such as the gas tank. And also remember to always use your pilot bit first, because that little tiny hole with a pilot bit is a lot smaller problem than going all in with the big one that it ultimately has to be. So hope that helps you guys out, and we'll see you on the next how-to video. Thank you.